Well, Sabbath greetings to everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath so far. We certainly are here at the West household in Sussex. We've had a wonderful week. I hope we're praying for one another. It's another one of those very critical weeks for the country, and specifically the Northeast and other parts of the South, and another one of these very powerful winter systems coming through. And headlines have been very, very, ominous with all the lives lost and very serious things coming about because of the terrible weather that's happening all over, virtually all over the country. I heard a report just a couple of hours ago that mentioned that 49 states have experienced at least some kind of snowfall this year. That's what the report said. It said even Hawaii has had, that there's snow on the volcano, parts of the volcano tops, I assume, on the tops of the volcanoes. And the only state that has not, that doesn't have snowfall at this time is the state of Florida. So we all want to be in Florida right now. Of course, we just got back from there not too awful long ago, but that's the state to be in at this point. They're the only ones that don't have all this snow, and so we certainly want to pray for our brethren. I know that even seeing the World Ahead update that headquarters office was shut down for several days this week because of just a lot of snow. Well, it's all relative, but they're not used to getting that much snow, and so they got a lot of snow there and made it virtually impossible to function normally. So that's affected even our headquarters. So we certainly want to pray for God's people all over, and we know that some of these weather things, we know who controls those things. So this has been a very, very long, cold winter. And last weekend was cold, but we all kept warm and had a wonderful time in Merrill. And I wanted to publicly just thank everyone that made that possible there in the Merrill congregation. And it was just a magnificent time. I mean, they're always good. It's not our first time being at a Merrill bonfire weekend, but this one was just exceptional. Just a strong spirit of unity and joy and peace, and we just had a magnificent time. We had wonderful food, we had a tremendous fireworks display, and we got to sled down the big hill, and the kids had a wonderful time doing that. I went down the hill as well, but we did have a good time. I only went down once, but I was on the big long toboggan, and I had all the kids on there with me, so it was kind of special. But we had a wonderful time, and really highlighted by a couple of baptisms that went on. One went on Friday night, and that was from Mr. Cryer's area there, a little bit more local for him. But then Sabbath evening, Saturday night, once we kind of got around and got out to the host's property there, we had another baptism from our area here. And so that was very, very exciting to do that. It was exciting for the individual that was baptized, and so that just kind of topped the whole weekend off, and we had just a tremendous, tremendous time. And I want to again thank them all so much for their hospitality and for putting on just a wonderful activity. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. But my wife sent me something today I wanted to share with you. I don't want to get too lengthy. I'll have to be careful here. I've got a lot of information sitting in front of me, so I want to try to condense it down. But my wife sent me an interesting article titled "Feeling Sad? How to Beat the Wintertime Blues." Any of you out there been suffering at all from the wintertime blues? Now be honest, because it's very, very common, frankly, to get this around the wintertime when there's less daylight. And the article explains some of those things. I'll take a little bit of time explaining that. They call it, of course, seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. It's also known as the wintertime blues. And the article suggests that as many as 20% of Americans are affected by SAD each winter. It's characterized by moodiness, depression, cravings for simple carbohydrates, weight gain, fatigue, and melancholy. And so it happens, from what they can tell that it happens because of the decreased sunlight in the winter months. That's the main reason why people develop it, and since there's less daylight, it can disrupt the body's natural, what is called circadian rhythm, the body clock. And that's because melatonin, which is a hormone that makes us feel sleepy, is triggered by darkness. So it really does make sense that we're not having as much sunshine, we're not getting as much sunlight. It's darker. It triggers this effect here. The hormone melatonin is triggered by darkness. So when the sunlight significantly decreases, some individuals may experience increased melatonin levels during the day. And over time, this results in a tired, less motivated mindset that may lead to the wintertime blues. So there's a little bit of science to this, and if you look into these things, it really does kind of make sense. So, but it says here on the brighter side, the neurotransmitter serotonin, which is triggered by sunlight and a healthy diet, it adds, makes us feel happy. Unfortunately, people with SAD have low levels of serotonin, which leads to those oh so tiresome wintertime blues and blahs. And so it says instead of giving into those things, you can beat it. And so I want to cover a few of these. I'm not going to cover all the suggestions that they give, but I like some of these because they're very simple. They don't cost a lot of money, and there's something that we can all do to kind of fight that feeling of the blahs. And I think, certainly it would apply to the wintertime, but I think these things are good for any time that you're feeling down or kind of, in a little bit of the blues, not really feeling, up and happy and really kind of feeling that kind of sense of joy that we like to feel. And we can all face those things at times. But this says get some sun. Natural sunlight not only helps our bodies produce vitamin D, but it also greatly improves our mood. So go outside, get in the sun. I know it's a little bit more difficult to do that, especially when the sun's not shining. So, but if it is shining, make sure you get outside, get in the sun. It helps to release the neurotransmitters in the brain that improve mood and feelings of well-being. Take a walk, go for a hike, throw snowballs, build a snowman, shovel snow. I really do enjoy shoveling snow. I know that's kind of weird. We kind of do it as a family around here. It gets us outside and we have fun doing that. And then let's see, another one is right along the same lines, but it's get moving. When feeling blue, it's tempting to reach for your Snuggie and retreat to the couch. Like I said, some people like to kind of just try to hibernate as much as they can in the winter. But the better option is to get moving, get some exercise, do something to get some exercise to pump oxygen into the brain, which releases endorphins that contribute to increased energy and feelings of well-being. By engaging in at least 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week, you'll help improve your mood and you'll also increase your metabolism. So it's good. We'll be talking about that more as we have the opportunity to have a Bible study. Starting in March, we are going to start our Bible studies. I know I've been threatening that for a long time, but we're going to be having those the first Wednesday of every month, and we'll be streaming those around the area. And the first one is going to be on health. And so we'll be talking about some more of these things in a little bit more detail, but I wanted to cover these just kind of passing over this article. This is the fourth thing in the article, but it's the third thing I'm mentioning here, is to enjoy a healthy diet. Diet helps so much. What we eat plays a major role in our health. And the food also impacts our brain chemistry and our mood. And so to combat the wintertime blues, it's important to focus on foods that increase and stabilize serotonin levels, the mood-improving hormone that tends to decrease in the winter. So that's foods high in tryptophan. That's a building block of serotonin, as well as foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Complex carbs and vitamin B6 can all improve your body's ability to produce serotonin. And so we might be talking about, let's see here, lean meat, chicken, turkey, seafood, eggs, cheese, and yogurt. And so there's quite a few other things in here, but that's a good start. So enjoy a healthy diet and get some of those things that help to stabilize serotonin levels. Get some shut-eye. That's another one they say in here. Make sure you get plenty of rest, but not too much rest. Aim for 7 to 9 hours each night, but not any more than that, because that can actually decrease your energy level when you get too much sleep. 7 to 9 inches. The snow's coming down so much I'm thinking in inches these days. 7 to 9 hours is what we need. And then, of course, think positive. Fill your mind with positive, encouraging thoughts that can help transform our outlook on life. Of course, not just during the winter, but again, all year long. And then the last one I want to cover here is to socialize. That's what the article brings out, socialize. Make sure you stay out of that wintertime funk by socializing. Fellowshipping, we might call it, in the Church of God. Get that fellowship. Make sure you spend time with family, with your church family as well. You know, we have a game night once a month here at our home. We'd love to see more of you here for that. And just other opportunities. Of course, we have that opportunity every Sabbath. But we need to make sure that we get out and socialize. And all these things will help us to fight those wintertime blues. And so I hope that's been helpful for you. I'm going to look it over in a little bit more detail, but all those things are, I think, very practical. They make sense, and they really can help if we focus on doing those things. And of course, we might add to that, sometimes it helps to get a little extra prayer time and a little extra study of the Bible, fill our minds with those positive things, and that leaves less room in there for the negative and to focus so much on the weather and all the cold and everything else. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope you have a tremendous Sabbath. We look very much forward to seeing the brethren in Chicago for this Sabbath. We're going to have the opportunity for Spokesman's Club and then services, of course, and we always look forward to that opportunity very, very much. So we'll see you all in Chicago. The rest of you, we'll see you in the weeks ahead. I love you all very, very much. I hope you had a tremendous week, and I really do hope you have a profitable, wonderful, very positive, uplifting, and encouraging Sabbath wherever you keep it. Love you all. Take care.